Hello guys and welcome to World of Tanks. Today I'm going to be showing you two gameplays of my Panzerkampfwagen 38. I don't know what the T is, but that's the Czech. NA. Um, Tier 4 light tank going down the medium line. I have been playing this thing in hopes of getting the Panzer IV before historical battles, which are coming out in 9.0. This first battle is going to be me showing off how it can use its spotting abilities to, spot enemies basically. And the second video is my mastery tanker in this little sucker. So stay tuned. We're here on Muravanka, in a tier 7 game. I believe this thing can get up to tier 8, if I'm not mistaken. It does have, I've heard stories that this thing used to always get in tier 7 and 8 games, and for me they were kind of rare. And there's a streak where I was getting quite a few tier 6, 7 games, but I maybe have had one tier 8 game. For the most part it's been tier 5 and 4 actually, and in tier 4, like you're going to see in a little bit, this thing dominates pretty easily. Anyway, we are up here in this bush, and I was hoping that the other team might push up a little harder, but they end up not doing that. Now, you're going to see me aiming at these targets, but I am not going to shoot them purely because I know that I don't want to get spotted after shooting. So I'm moving up, trying to use bushes between me and that black prince. And light tanks have a special ability where they are they cannot lose their camo for moving. Basically what they have when stopped is what they have when they're moving. So it doesn't matter whether or not I move in a light tank so long as I stay in these bushes. So I'm just staying in here and spotting all these targets. So far we've taken out a Black Prince T29, a KB1S, T3485, and a KB1. And I'm pretty sure that they were all on this team. Oh, and I was spotted. Now, in case you're wondering, I got almost 4,000 spotting damage in this game. And that was only 3 minutes I survived. I think this was my second or third game with my completely elite module setup. So that's pretty good. I have like a 65% crew, no stuff on it, so the camo wasn't ideal, but still, it took quite a time for me to get spotted before they actually took me out, which is pretty impressive. So we might as well watch the rest of this game. The Panzer 38 is not a great tank. I've done decent in it. I don't enjoy playing it per se, but light tanks and medium tanks I love to play. The only thing is there are very few medium tanks that fit my play style. I play a lot like the T54 series, the Type 59, the T54, once the T62A will probably be my thing, Object 140. Any of those type of tanks where they're maneuverable, good frontal armor, it's sloped. Those are I love those tanks. The T44 wasn't so much, mainly because its turret and frontal armor were not very good, but they're not bad. So, playing light tanks isn't so bad for me, but for a lot of people, playing light tanks is just, they don't like it. So, it's an interesting play style, and a lot of people just don't like it. This is how I usually play in high tiers though, is spotting, don't really do much, don't fire a shot at all. Basically I'm here to spot for people, and it obviously turned the tide of the battle. I mean, we took out half the enemy team in 3 minutes, and I lost my life to a gold firing Hellcat, so it's fine. I'll take that. Anyways, guys, uh, let's check out the old mastery tanker in this thing. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, here we are in Hidden Village, again in my Panzer 38. This is the mastery tanker. So, in case you guys are wondering, I am still having some lag issues, I believe. I don't know if the replay would show it, but I was having a couple in this game. There was a spot for about a week where I was doing okay if I played for 3-4 battles a day. I couldn't do much more than that because they would come back, but I was basically using those to get daily doubles, so there wasn't really anything interesting going on, unfortunately. Now, in this battle, I'm basically going to show you what this thing can do in a tier 4 game. As we can see, there are a lot of tier 4s. This is my mastery tanker battle, so I'll show you the out of battle stuff in a little bit once this is over. So, moving into the city here, which I would not suggest in any tank unless you're a light tank and the idea is to spot. Got a Panzer 1C coming over, a decent shot there, and a crappy shot there, moving and taking a bad shot. Can I shoot him through? Nope. Gotta help our 820. Good shot there, and the ram kill. Worth it. This thing's got a fast firing gun. It's got decent penetration and damage, 67 and 70. 67 penetration and 70 damage. It's decent at tier 4. It's not great. It won't go through everything as you're about to see. It's kind of a badly aimed shot. I was trying to shoot the front drive wheel, but obviously didn't get it. And our LTP is blocking me. Luckily, the VK misses. Trying to shoot the turret ring there. Go for the copula. Is he gonna show the side? Yes, he is. Take that. So I back there a little bit. I was having some lag issues, and it doesn't look like the replay is showing that, but trust me, I'm having them. And it's basically where my controls won't respond for a few seconds. I mean, that's it. But if you're ever in battle and your controls don't respond for a few seconds, that can be the difference between life and death. I made a mistake there. I should have moved after I took that first hit, and I kind of just ignore it because it bounced. And I should not have ignored that. Luckily, it doesn't end up amounting to anything, but when you take hits, you shouldn't just sit there. That was a dumb idea by me, and I eventually just like, you know what, that was stupid. Take a shot at the T40. Nope. Sail's a little bit high and to the left, so missed that shot. Can move up here, see if I can get a shot on the Stuart. Oh, and that's a Martyr 2. Shoot him through the buildings because, yep, they're destructible now. One shot, two shot, and through the building. Martyr 2 has no armor, so it doesn't really matter whether or not I shoot him through the building or not. Now I haven't taken any damage. I've done 570, 630 damage. And that's the first time I've taken damage today. In both the DW and the Panzer. Now you're going to start to see the limitations of this gun. AP shells do lose penetration over ranges, and at 320 meters, this gun is probably firing at about 60 to 55 millimeters penetration, which is, DW isn't very well armored, and at close ranges this thing goes through like a hot knife through butter, but it's not going to get through that. This M3 Lee is going to take a shot into me. I'm trying to shoot the turret, but I can't seem to hit it. And when I do hit it, it doesn't go through. So you gotta back up, because you don't want to get killed. Gonna let this LTP do its work. I'm just gonna sit here because I am now on dangerously low health because I sat in front of an M3 Lee, of all things. Just gonna sit here, wait for somebody to shoot stuff. Move up maybe. Telling those guys who are sitting in the middle there to push up a little bit so we can maybe get some help. If we look at the enemy team now, we have a DW2, M3 Lee, and a Matilda. Now the DW2 and an M3 Lee, if we can all get together, would be no problemo. Even if we don't get together, if I was at full health and I was using APCR, I could easily take out both of them. However, I only have AP in this tank because I usually don't use light tanks to kill enemy tanks. This is the exception. Luckily the T40 took out that M3 Lee, so we can now move up to this DW, who by the way is going to be showing us his side. This LTP going to be kind of having a dance. Oh, no, can't go that way. Alright, oh, cut me off. Alright, alright, thanks. So we took out those two pretty easily, but this Matilda is going to be a problem. Now he's looking at us. This LTP stupidly is sitting on there, and he takes one to the face. Now I'm going to use him as a little bit cover, take a shot, hit the ground. I'm just going to sit in the cap for two reasons. Number one, the Matilda is a very, very hard tank to kill. Number two, our team seems hell-bent on going one at a time against it, which is going to make this Matilda a very happy camper. Basically, if you've watched Jingle's videos, he rants on how people who cap are stupid and there's one tank left, go kill it. I'm in a one-shottable tank from a Matilda. I have a gun that has a very low chance of penetrating Matilda from the front and even from the sides. I basically have to go for the rear or get very lucky in the side. I got a very lucky roll there. Let's turn his turret back up, take one more shot. Alright. Going clear over us, luckily. 40 seconds left on our cap. Hopefully our team can distract the Matilda for long enough. Now this cap is not like most caps. There's a little bit of a curvature in the ground, so I'm able to hide in this little trench back here when I'm not shooting at the Matilda, and he can't hit me from there. So I'm just popping up, trying to get some maybe damaging shots, something. Oh, is he coming after me? It's 10 seconds left. I'm just gonna sit back here. I don't want to get hit. I've got the invader. We've got the win in the bag. There's the chance of us beating him are pretty low right now. So, oh, and that's the game. So, when you're in that situation with a Matilda in a tier 4 game, capping is not a bad idea. We started out with like a 5-1, 6-1 victory thing, and it ended up with a 3-1, and I was on very low health. The VK was on very low health, and I'm guessing the T40 was not doing so well either. So again, if the Matilda's the only thing left, I would highly suggest you cap, purely because it's a Matilda. It's a very hard tank to kill, and it's a tank that can very easily decimate an enemy team that is not doing what it should. But anyways, guys, that's the Panzer 38 NA. Let's go check out the after battle results. Alright guys, here we are in the after battle results. Basically, did pretty well. 2400 EXP, that's 300 silver, which is pretty good at tier 4. Top of the list in damage, top of the list by far in EXP. Excuse me. Enemy team, the Matilda, had 1100 damage, in case you're wondering. Not a bad player, to say the least. Killing him and being at the same time was the way to go, obviously. Now, I did get Sharpshooter, Master Gunner, and Invader along with my Mastery badge, so that was a pretty good game. 48 shots fired, 31 hits, 14 penetrations. Most of those I did not penetrate were on the Matilda, but there were a few other ones. I did 8,000 or 800 damage, not 8,000. It'd be pretty hard in a Benz 38. I took 7 hits, 5 penetrated. I bounced 2, and decent 530 damage received. While we had 340 hit points. 2 spotted, 6 damaged, 3 destroyed. Not too shabby. Didn't get a lot of spotting damage, but really at tier 4 this tank is not really a spotting damage type tank. It's a cavalry kind of tank, you know, doing basically what I did. You got shoot, move back, shoot, move back. If you get hit, you should move back. Don't. That one time I didn't, that was kind of dumb of me, but it's whatever. So if you look over here though, that's 14,678, which is, the Panzer IV is 5,000. I've got 721 free experience. Yeah, I used it. So this was my last ever battle in my Panzer 38 NA tanker, which is pretty cool. So anyways guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I will do the tank stuff before 9.0, but I did too much because I'm not doing so well with my internet, and I've heard a lot of stuff that it's not Wargame. I heard a lot of stuff that it's like the service providers. I've called my service provider. They said that everything's working normally, there's nothing wrong, so, but it hasn't been fixed lately. So I'll catch you guys later.